What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. We're here on Friday, and we now have the information that we need. We have information about who is going to play, who is going to not play, and who may or may not play on this coming Sunday for the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. I wanted to wait a little bit so the Cardinals could get their report out so we would have all the information we needed. We do have that now, so let's go ahead and jump right in. And I'll just go ahead and tell you right now, the news is pretty darn good. So Dugar has the latest and greatest, both an injury report and a practice report. Usually you don't get the practice report this early, so this is actually kind of nice. Brady Russell out. That's it. Brady Russell has not practiced all week with the foot injury. He is out. Now, if there was a player on this team that you needed to live without for a little while, Brady Russell would be near the top of the list. Maybe not at the top of the list, but he plays a very limited role on this team. He's kind of a pseudo fullback more than anything else. That's where he usually seems to line up offensively, and then he does a little bit of stuff on special teams. Not much to say. And then you have nothing in the doubtful category, and you've got two players in the questionable category. So, yeah, we're sitting pretty darn good at the moment. Laviska Shenault Jr. was a full participant in practice today and is questionable. So, honestly, that indicates that Shenault has a pretty good chance of being able to play. But if he doesn't play, this is a guy who plays a handful of snaps a game on offense and then he returns kicks. That's most of what he does. We can live without that for a game. So I'm not going to sweat that too much. Even if he is out, it's far from the end of the world. And then you have Noah Fant, who is questionable with the groin injury, but he was a full participant in practice today. And Mike McDonald said that there is optimism that Noah Fant can play. They're not going to know for sure until tomorrow, it sounds like. So I'm not trying to guarantee anything, but it sounds like Noah Fant has a better than 50% chance of playing, but they don't have the probable category anymore. So things are trending in the right direction here. And that means Rayshon Jenkins, no concern. In fact, Mike McDonald said that Rayshon will likely be activated from IR before the game. So we will have access to him. Leonard Williams, nothing to worry about. D. Williams, ready to go. Abe Lucas, nothing going on there. We're good. Of course, this doesn't account for players on injured reserve like George Fant. So George Fant's still not playing, but this team's pretty healthy right now, man. This is probably about as healthy as you're going to see the team for the rest of the season, if we're being honest. Lockett was limited today, although that was partially because of rest. There is a little bit of a foot thing going on, I guess, but doesn't sound like anything overly significant. But I was not expecting Noah Fant to get back this quickly, so even if he doesn't play this week, he will almost certainly play the next week, so that's great news. I am pretty happy with the way things are looking. Once again, McDonald, or maybe it was Grubb, did say that they expect Lucas to play the full game, or pretty much the full game against the Cardinals, so looks like things are on the right track there. And again, Leonard Williams, I'm not saying he's 100%, but he was a full participant today, not listed on the injury report at all. That's a very good sign. So as long as that holds, I got really nothing to be too upset about. If there's one thing to be upset about as a Seahawks fan right now, I guess it would be this. When Mike McDonald was asked about Uchenna Nwosu coming back next week, because he's obviously not going to come back this week, he said, I don't know, which doesn't sound super optimistic, right? Sounds like we're still a couple weeks away with Nwosu, and that would be the one thing with this team right now that is kind of holding you back a little bit from feeling like we're all the way there, right? That is the one thing, because George Fant, I mean, at this point, he's basically just a pile of bones and nerves and flesh that occasionally are able to come together in a way roughly resembling a human body, but that one, at this point, I think we just kind of have to accept that he's gone forever, and it sucks, but his body just can't hold up. So that one I'm not even tripping on, especially when he would be a backup in the best possible timeline. Nwosu, on the other hand, we could really use that guy. So that's the one thing that we're not getting positive word on at the moment, I guess. And that's no small deal. I think this edge room is getting taxed a little bit because of the lack of a Nwosu. But we'll find out more next week. We pretty much knew he wasn't going to play this week anyway, so it's not like that affects this game in a particularly extreme way. So that's the Seahawks side of things. Let's take a look at the Arizona Cardinals. Their situation is also not too bad. Theo Mackey posted this on X just about maybe 10 minutes ago. And you can see that they're not doing poorly on the injury front either. They have one player out, and it's the guy we expected, of course, safety Jalen Thompson. So Jalen Thompson out after not practicing all week. Not surprising. So we're going to get to see a lot of Dadrian Taylor-Demerson, who was able to get back to the practice field in full and was not listed on the injury report at all. So he looks pretty good to go. Also good to go for them would be Max Melton. He was sick yesterday, but he's already back on the field. Like I said, if you're sick and you're a football player, they can pump that illness right out of their body pretty quickly and make their way back to the field. So Max Melton, good to go. Demercado, good to go. Kelvin Beachum, good to go. Not that was ever really in doubt. He was getting rest days. Isaiah Adams, good to go. They got 3 questionable players, and one of them is Darius Robinson. And, you know, there's a couple of different things there, right? Darius Robinson was their first-round pick this year. He's a very talented player, but he hasn't played at all this year, right? They have not been able to get anything out of him yet, and I don't think they're really expecting to get much out of him this season. When you're a rookie and you've missed this much time, the odds of you being able to get back on the horse and make meaningful contributions in the last 2 months of the season, not likely. So Darius Robinson is questionable, so we might see him this week, but I don't really know what he'll be able to do at this point. He's joining the party a little bit late. Xavier Thomas showed up on the injury report with limited status, and he is questionable. He's not somebody who plays a lot for that Cardinals team, but he does play a little bit. Hasn't been too effective, but that's a guy that they could potentially be looking to do a little bit more down the stretch because they lost Dennis Gardeck a while back. They're probably leaning on him a little bit more than they were before. And then finally, Jonah Williams, limited all week, questionable. He doesn't play that much, though. Not a big loss, not a significant loss. And that's it. That's all we got. So both teams got to be fairly happy with where they sit right now on the injury front. It's not bad. All right, so I'll be getting out of here. Might be another video later today. And if not, then we have the information we need to go ahead and feel this game out. We'll feel out what we think is going to happen. So let me know what you guys think. That is your final injury report for the week, and I will be seeing you guys soon to talk about this game more. But that's the report. Go Hawks.